just thank God, number one, for life, health, and strength.
Amen.
I want to thank my homie, Pastor Willie King, and the First Lady for the opportunity to come here and speak and tell my story. I want to acknowledge a few people in the crowd before I get started. Miss Lucy and her daughter Cheryl. This is one of my mom's best friends, long-time friends. My cousin, my little cousin Morgan Thomas. She's here. She's a student at FAMU. She's doing well. She's on the right path. Me and her grandfather are first cousins. I'm glad to see you here, Morgan. I love you. You know what time it is today. I want to go to the Bible for a minute. Oh, excuse me. No, forgot about Dre. DeAndre Clark. Yeah. That's the old football buddy there. Yeah, so, you know, me and Dre Clark, man, and Willie, we all went to high school together. And it's really amazing because we're not in our 40s. A lot of guys from school are not dead or doing long prison bids. And we're still here, and we're all doing fine. Amen. If you would, go to your Bibles to Luke, chapter 17, verses 11 through 19. Oh, yeah, I got it, baby. I got this here. Now, if y'all want to hear a watered-down message filled with lies, you can get up and leave. All right. Right now. This will be a hardcore, straightforward, from the gutter message. Amen. Okay? Amen. All right. Now it happened as he went to Jerusalem, and he passed through the midst of Samaria and Galilee. Then as he entered a certain village, there met him 10 men who were lepers, who stood afar off. And they lifted up their voices and said, Jesus, Master, have mercy on us. So when he saw them, he said to them, Go, show yourselves to the priest. And so it was that as they went, they were cleansed. And one of them, when he saw that he was healed, he returned with a loud voice, voice glorifying God, and fell down on his face at his feet, giving God thanks. And he was a Samaritan. So Jesus answered and said, Were there not 10 cleansed? But where are the other 9? Were there not any found who returned to give glory to God except this foreigner? He said to him, Arise, go your way. Your faith has made you whole. Amen. I want to talk to you this morning on the subject of God's healing power. Amen. And you can hear in my voice, I have a sore throat. The devil is trying to not allow me to speak this message this morning. It ain't gonna work though. I'm gonna get it out. Amen. I want to give you some little history about myself before I get started on the actual testimony. I was born and raised to live in Orlando, Florida. I attended St. Mark ME Church. Pastor Terrence Bernard Gray. My parents are still living. Kept in a Christian household. As a kid, I was a very smart student. I was always a good football player, basketball player, a good track person. From 11 years old to 38 years old, I was a marijuana and cocaine user. For around 10 of those years, I sold marijuana and powder cocaine and crack cocaine, helped to destroy the lives of my own people. During school, I received many awards throughout the church, many awards from elementary, junior high to high school. But during those years, I was also a mess. Through high school, as my drug use got worse, I lost focus on my goals and my lifetime goals because I wasn't thinking long term. It was all about today, maybe tomorrow. And that was it. So over those period of time, all those years of doing drugs, I'm 41 now. I turned 41 last month on the 25th. And through all those years of doing drugs, God has kept me. I could have been dead and gone with people. Long time ago. Gunshots, neighborhood wars, all these things. In and out of jail, everything. So to let you know a little history about myself, talking to the actual testimony of how God healed me and brought me back. In late 2008, my mom had stage 2 breast cancer. So I moved back home to take care of my mother because my father has bad knees. At that time, I had my first cousin, who was my closest relative, Sean Handy in Fort Pierce, Florida. He was in Tampa. He was sick, had a bad heart. He was touch and go. We had already buried, I think, 3 uncles that previous year and a cousin on my father's side. And I was riding in my car one day, and I was high, I was drunk, cocaine, marijuana, and I stopped to a light, and I cursed God. I said, God, if you let my mother die and my cousin die, I'm going to be the biggest drug dealer that Orlando has ever seen. I told God what he could kiss, use the F word, everything. I said I would use major violence as my way of doing business. I was very serious about that. But I wasn't thinking with a clear head. I said I was under the influence heavy. And there was a Puerto Rican guy sitting right next to me in the next lane. And as I was saying these things, I wasn't just saying them, I was yelling them out in the car. I was filled with anger. And my windows were up, and his was too. And I looked to my right, and he looked at me. He just said, didn't say anything. He was like, no, man, because he knew what I was saying wasn't good. And so I left, went to the house, and I asked God for forgiveness for saying those things and cursing God like that. Coming into 2009, my mom was doing chemo. I'm at the house doing what I have to do. And then around March, I started getting sick. I had a bad cough. Couldn't get rid of the cough at all. Just coughing all day, all night long. After a while, I stopped eating. I started gaining weight, but I wasn't eating. One day I was eating in the room, breakfast. I had a mini stroke in there. My whole right side just went numb. I couldn't talk, form any words or anything. And I got over it in about 20 minutes. Didn't tell anybody about it. After that, I started to swell. I was retaining water in my body. I couldn't sleep at all. I was getting no sleep, people, at all. I would hate to see the sun go down every evening because I knew I was not getting any kind of sleep. So here I am. I've got a bad cough. I'm not eating. I'm swelling up. I can't sleep. Now, you can hear now. After all of that, I'm having breathing problems. Walking 15 feet and breathing heavy. Sitting in the chair and tying my shoe and breathing heavy. I mean, heavy. I'm tying my shoe. I'm like, what's going on here? At the same time, I'm hiding what I'm going through from my parents. Because I don't want my dad worried about me also. So I'm hiding it. And one day my mom came in the room. She was like, saying, what's wrong with you? You know, this and that and so and so and so. Threw a big old fit, start crying, So I went the very next day to the clinic. And I paid $158 to get some blood work done at the clinic on Thursday. I said, test everything. Everything tested done. So come on Monday. I walked in there Monday morning. Lady said, you Latimer? I said, yeah. She said, oh, don't go home. Go to the ER. right now. Now, for a man who's never been to the hospital before, for a man who's trying to avoid the hospital, to hear that, you hear me? To hear that and the look on her face, I was like, whoa. So who y'all rocking with? I'm like, my dad, I just out in the car. So I'm going to tell you again, brother, don't go home. Go to the ER right now. And she gave me my results. And I'm reading them, everything, iron, phosphate, magnesium, copper, zinc, everything was just off the charts. Blood clots, I don't know how many, but there's some clots in my body. So we still went home, got my mother. As we were riding to the ER, I'm just in the car bugging. I'm like, wow, I'm talking about, I knew it was bad. And before I even went to the clinic, one day I looked in the mirror, in the bathroom, and my eyes had started turning gray. See, I was dying. I was slowly dying and didn't know it from the abuse of alcohol, cocaine, and marijuana. It had caught up to me, but I didn't know it at that time. But I knew something was wrong. I was scared. So that was on a Monday. We get down there. I get a room, do all these tests, chest x-rays, CAT scans, MRIs, the whole shebang. And the first night there, I was really in disbelief. I'm like, well, I can't believe I'm here. And I could just get out the bed and go to the bathroom right there. That was a chore for me to just get out the bed and walk to the bathroom. I mean that was a serious task to even do that. And that Wednesday, on the third day I was there, Dr. Robert Pawc walked in my room on a Wednesday evening. He said, Mr. Latimer, he says, you're a sick man. He says, you're retaining water. He says, you have bad lungs, your lungs are bursting shot. You have bad kidneys. They're damaged. You have severe liver damage. Okay, your spleen is not working at all. You have pneumonia on your lungs. Okay, you have 4 blood clots in your arm torso. 1 in your lung, 1 in your heart, 1 in your liver, 1 in your spleen. You have severe, profound heart failure. Heart failure only beating at 10%. He said, throughout all of that, you have 5 to 7 days to live. And he said, have your parents call me early tomorrow morning because you're going to die. And his quote was, I can't BS you around. You are going to die. I'm sitting in the bed. I'm getting mad as he's saying this. I didn't get scared because I was raised in church. So I know Pastor King, there's God. Amen. Okay, who can override what he's saying? My God. So I didn't panic. No woes me, none of that. I was cool and calm. And really, I was surprised how cool I took the news. And before he left the room, I said, well, Doc, I'll tell you what, you come back here next week, homie. And I'll be right here. All right. I ain't going nowhere. Amen. No, it ain't happening. Ain't happening. Homie. He gave me a little sad look. He left the room. So I called my mother immediately. Like, Mom, look, he said this and that and that and that. Mom said, well, look, I'm going to tell your father right now about this. She said, the same attitude you had when you played sports, I need that attitude right now. She said, put on your spiritual helmet. We are going to go to war for your life. She said, son, are you ready? I said, yeah, I'm ready. And I was ready too. I was really ready. I'm with her. I got my remote, my TV on mute, and I said the realest, most sincere prayer I've ever said in my life. And I asked God to heal my body, to heal my lungs, to heal my kidneys, heal my liver, heal my heart, dissolve these 4 clots. And I would never do marijuana or cocaine ever again. I laid it on the table. I was hoping that he would accept my proposal. And I kind of had a feeling that he would, but I wasn't 200% sure. But I had the faith. I was going to do my part to ensure that I live. And so from that point on, it was all a mental thing with me. Had to be strong because, like I said, that's some serious news right there. And the very next day, a nurse came in, a white nurse. She said, look, she said, what you are trying to pull off is highly unlikely. She said, but it starts with your physical. She says, keep your hair cut, keep yourself shaven, and bathe every other day. Okay? Now your mental comes after that. I'm like, cool. So as the days went on, the next week came. At the same time, I'm still having problems really walking without breathing heavy. And so one day, 2 nurses, black women, came in there. They said, Carl, got to start walking. I'm like, man, walking? I'm like, man, my feet swole up and my heart barely pumping. Talking about walking? She's like, look, you got to start walking. She said, do it in your own room. Start in your room. So twice a day, I'd get out of my bed, struggling, a little IV pole, and I'd walk. Back and forth. And I'd sit down in the bed. From this slow walk. And I'd sit in the bed. And I'd do it again that afternoon. I'd get my IV pole again. And I'd walk in the room. I'd sit back in the bed. I mean, barely, my heart's barely beat. But as the days progressed, as I kept praying, and the people at my church were praying for me, family members all over this country, friends of family members, I start getting better at it. Start strutting in there. Start strutting. Yeah. Start strutting the room now. Start strutting. I said, okay, let me go in the hall now. So I go in the hallway. So I can really go a long way. I'll go halfway down the hall. I'll come back. Halfway down the hall. I'll come back for a few days. And I know I was going all the way down the hall. Strutting. IV pole. Strutting. All the way down the hall. Now, go down the hall. After that, I start going all around the hall. All the way around. Strutting. Not really strutting now. I'm strutting now. You can't tell me nothing. It's been 3 weeks. I done beat Dr. Opinion already with a king. Already. Strutting now. I'm strutting. And after that, I start going all the way around the floor. The whole floor. So I'm getting better and better. And the 4th week I was there, I was going to be released. And I was doing, you know what I'm saying, well, I mean, for what I've already had been through. So they come in the room one day. They said, well, you got a swollen lymph node right over your groin area. And they said, it could be cancer. Like, huh? So I feel it. And I feel it down there. I feel it. It was real big, too. I never really had noticed it before. They said, yeah, man, it might be cancer. We got to do a biopsy. You know, cut it out, send it to the lab, so on, so on, so. Call mom again. Hey, mom, look, he said this and that and that and that. Son, don't even worry about it. God got you. Ain't no cancer. Don't even worry about it. I'm like, okay, cool. So I went down there. He, 2 days later, got my biopsy. They wanted to put me under. But I had signed the form the previous night to be put under. But that morning came, I'm like, nah, my heart gonna beating at 10%. You gonna put me under for operation? I don't think so. No, just numb it up, dude, and cut it up out of there. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they did, and they cut it out. 2 days later, they came in my room. There was no cancer, so that was all good. Yeah, that was good. So I came home, I think, on Mother's Day, May 10th of that year. I was wearing what they call a life vest, a heart monitor machine with a little electrode and then the shoulder strap and the little heart monitor thing. And Had to change my whole diet around. It's a low sodium diet, low salt diet. When I came home, I was at 15%. My heart was. When I went out, I was 294 pounds. I went in. I came out, I was like 255. Like a lot of water weight hadn't lost. And so let's say, well, where's life best for 7 months? And then we'll test your heart again, and we'll, see, where you're at that time. And so, me being an eater, being home with my mom, she has all these things in the pantry, snacks and, Snicker bars and, all this stuff, honey buns and everything. I used to get in my car for the first 6 weeks and just leave the house. I couldn't be there. I had not yet developed the discipline to be in the house and follow my diet. So I'll get in my car and just leave. Let's just go anywhere. And so I asked God, I said, God, no, I can't keep burning my gas like this here. Yeah, I'm burning gas all over the place. It was going downtown, everything. So after about 6 weeks, I was able to really stay in the house and, do my thing for the diet. And I rejoined my own church. I got out. Start tiling my money every month. Start living the right way. November of 2009, got my echocardiogram done by my house in Old Coy, Florida. And this is an ultrasound of the heart. And young white guys doing the test, with a little gel and everything, maybe about 20 minutes. And he gets done. He says, what did they see was wrong with your heart? I said, well, I have heart failure. I said, my arteries are clear, but I have a weak heart pump. My pump is weak. He said, brother, I can't see anything wrong with your heart. So I'm like, you sure do? He said, dude, you're good, dude. You're good. Okay, that's okay. So I'm like, okay, all right. So I still wasn't fully, 100% excited, but I was. So I went to my cardiologist 2 weeks after that date. I didn't want to party. This is an Indian guy. So I go out there, and so I'm sitting in his office. 10 minutes pass by, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, half hour. I'm like, man, where is this dude? So he finally comes in, a little short Indian guy from India. He comes in there, he looks at me, he gets on his little desk, on his little computer, and he looks at the little thing, he looks at me again. He goes back again, and the third time, looked at me, first words out of his mouth, he said, God has smiled on you. Yeah. He said, what you have done going from 10% to normal function, only 5% of all heart failure patients make that kind of recovery. He says, you are part of an exclusive 5% club. He said, you have to go out and tell your story. You have no choice in this matter. Not like an A, B, C, or D, E. This was only an A. You have to go out and tell your story. He said, but you do anything you want to do. Climb Mount Everest, do anything, you know what I'm saying? You're good. And so now I'm like, wow. I'm saying, so he said, I'm going to tell you again. He said, you have to go out and tell your story. Share it. So the very next week, I saw my primary care doctor, who's a brother. When I saw him, he came in the room, had the results there where I was, so. The first thing out of his mouth, the very first thing, he said, brother, you have to go out and tell your story. Same thing the guy said last week. So you have to go out and tell your story. So that was in November of 2009. I shed my life vest, I took it off, and since January of 2010, I think I did 23 engagements, I think, in 2010. There were like 17 last year. This is my 41st engagement to speak, since January of 2010. I've never been more excited than this morning to see old friends, my cousin here, family, like family, my mom's best friend, my friend Cheryl here, Woody, can't see him a long time. And God has been so good to me. I have both of my parents still living. My older brother still living. I have friends. Most of my friends who I grew up with are doing fairly well. Some have died and gone. As before, some doing prison time, things like that. But I go out to schools. I talk to these kids in middle schools, go to churches. I've been to family reunions, spoken in there. I've been to Christian men's barbecues in the city, spoke there, and I love doing it. I was on a 2-hour internet-based talk show in November. That was great. I'm going down to St. Pete sometime next month in my homeboy's church. We're going down there. We're going to go down there, you know what I'm saying, speak. I'm going to Southwest Middle School sometime next month. Going to speak. So what I do, I've been drug-free, I've been cocaine and marijuana-free now for 32 months. April 1st will be 3 years clean for me. I'm a 27-year user, people, of cocaine and marijuana. Your boy was a mess. I've lied, cheated, stole, robbed people. I would rob you on the right night. Take everything you got. Take everything you got. Put that pistol up beside your head. Live for the devil. Me and Ralph Mack, the man back here, in the mid-90s, we sold drugs every single day for about 4 to 5 years. No job. Income tax check, nothing. We do this every single day. Destroying our own people. Doing the Satan's work. And it gets me angry. It gets me angry sometimes. I think about stuff we used to do. Crazy stuff. Drinking all day. We would drink Old English all day from sun up to sundown. Crown Royal from sun up to sundown. Marijuana, cocaine, crack cocaine in your weed. From sun up to sundown. Years and years and years and years of serving Satan, doing his job. That pisses me off. Hear me, cousin? Yeah, it does. But guess what? Those days are gone now. Yeah. This past summer, me and Ralph sitting in his house. Ralph said, cuz, he said, Lat, he said, I want to start a ministry, feeding and clothing the homeless. He said, I want to call it Practice What You Preach. So you down with that? I'm like, yeah, man, shoot. Down with that? I'm talking about from then on. We had our first meeting in July of last summer. We go downtown to the homeless shelter down there. And we started doing on 120 people doing the first feeding, cold cuts and, things like that. In October and November, we were up to 200 people. But doing chicken, two sides, water and juice, like that. Last month, we actually adopted a family last month. Gave them money, the grandkids, brand new bikes, things like that. Next month, we're going to be start filming a documentary on our life. This is a guy by the name of Joseph Rios. Going to do that for us. We'll be filming, doing actually a rap single with a few of our friends, a real positive single. Going to be doing probably like next month. Also, we have given to several causes in the last few months, from the breast cancer awareness. We've helped our families behind the scenes. We practice what we preach.
Amen.
You see? Yeah. See? To a battered women's shelter. A lot of things. And that comes out of my pocket and Ralph's pocket. You see? And what we do, you know, the times are hard. Not a lot of people. So all we ask for is $5 out of every household. You can't beat that. Not per person. Of every household. Or give us a bottle of water. Or some unused clothes. You can't beat that. And the thing that we film every feeding that we do. We put it on YouTube and Facebook. So you can see. So you can see what your donations are doing. You see. And so our username is Ralph Mack 123, RALPH Mack MACK 123 on Facebook. You can go on there, man. All of our feeds are on there. You can see what we really do. We encourage those back home to come out to the feedings. You can really see, you know what I'm saying, firsthand what you're doing. We're very serious about what we're doing. We're smashing Satan every day.
Amen.
I put my foot up his wrong every single day. Yeah. So, you know, I can't speak upon marriage. I'm not married. I don't have any kids, being a parent, this and that. But I have a master's degree in the street life.
All right now.
You see, and drug use.
Yes.
And living in a 6x9 cell
Talk about it.
for months at a time. You see, scamming and scheming, prostituting, crazy way of living for a long time. And I asked God, I said, man, why me? And the reason is because, Lucy, God spared my life because of the works of my parents.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, oh, yeah. One because of me. No. My mom and dad are 76 and 73 right now. Been serving God for almost 60 years. And because of their works, God showed favor upon me. And I tell my mama all the time, you know, my parents prayed for me for years. We've cried for years. Come to see me in jail for years. I was not trustworthy. I was a thief. I was a liar. I was a scammer. I was a drug seller. I was a drug user. Big Lat was a mess. I was a mess for a long time. But yet here I stand, fully healthy, looking good. I ain't as fine as I used to be, but I'm gonna get there. You hear me? Yeah, you with it? Give me with it? Yeah, well, I'm gonna get there. You know what I'm saying? So, and man, life is all good, man. It's, you know, it's drama-free, stress-free, you know, lifestyle. You know, I go back to my old neighborhood a lot, and I talk to the younger guys, and I just talk to them. You can't really, you know what I'm saying, force things on people. But I know something, I talk to them. My name holds weight out there. So I go out there, man, and I talk to them about God, about the universe, about the spirit. Because there's more to existence than what we all see around us. It's the unseen. And I'm trying to get there. But I'm not perfect. You see. And a lot of cats go on my Facebook page and they see the ministries, you know. That's what you preach, ministries. They see ministry, they see the healing, and they think that I'm supposed to be kind of perfect, God with no faults. No, I'm not where I was. I'm not where I want to be, you see. Because you're still not going to take my money in the third grade lunch line.
All right now.
I'm going to give you a black eye. You understand what I'm saying? You feel me? And if it's necessary, I'll give you my opinion. Some of the words I may use, I may not even like them. See? That's fruit, see? Yeah, let's be honest with you. There's not kind of no lies here. So I still have issues in my to work on, you see? And that person is still within me. And I do a good job of keeping him asleep. Part of me sleep. Because sometimes, really, ignorant people can try to wake him up. Okay, y'all hear me? You hear what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm not the one for that. Okay, but I have very good friends, male and female, who are not afraid to say, "No, Carl, don't do that." You see? Yeah, good friends. So I'll say, so I've done a lot better, and I want to once again, man, thank Willie King and this ministry. You have a good thing going here, bro. I'm talking about much love, Dre, Lucy, I'm not the members here. Big man, the back, be good. Yeah, so, cousin Morgan, man, I love you. And once again, man, God's been so good to me, man. I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, Lord.